What on video?
Come forward. Okay, all right, so we are back with part 2. Obviously, we're doing this the same night, but I didn't want the video to be too incredibly long. So, okay, so this isn't really, this more kind of, anyways, I just need to talk. So this question is it was more of like a paragraph and telling me a story of handling criticism of having so many children and maybe one of them having special needs. How do you handle the criticism of like, well, you shouldn't have kept having children, basically. Because one, I'm now 35, I will be 36 when we have this baby, and that's like the targeted market age of you shouldn't have children anymore, you're now an old lady, because it's a higher risk of I can't even think of words. So I haven't received that criticism myself. Well, shouldn't say that. After she was born, we realized, long story short there, she was having seizures. If y'all don't know any of that story, it is a lengthy video, but it goes into all the details. I will link that below. We did have a comment once we found out that we were pregnant with Drew. Oh, wow, they're still having kids? I would think, like, after having a child with special needs, you would have stopped, basically. And the way that we view it is every life is precious, and it's in God's hands. It's not in our hands. And just because a child has special needs, it doesn't make them any less of a miracle or worthy of having. Does that make sense? Like,
or that we did something wrong
right.
to make a bad decision.
Right. We didn't do anything that caused this child to have whatever special needs. And it's still a blessing from God, even if a child was born with, you know, whatever special needs that they have. I don't think I don't know, I don't even do any of the testing in pregnancy or anything because it doesn't matter to us. We want what God has for us. So I think owning your decision is important. One of these other questions is, how do you handle negative comments when you announce a pregnancy? We are pretty blessed and fortunate that our immediate family is pretty supportive. Now, we are probably the brunt of all jokes in the family, but we get it. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really bother us because it's our family. Like, we are creating our own legacy from here on out. And again, he's helped me with that mindset over the years. And they're not the ones who are coming home with us and bathing them and changing their diapers. And so we have had a family member say, like, well, when is she gonna stop or whatever? And I actually relayed this to my mom, and my mom relayed it to that family member. And I was like, I don't get why people have such an opinion on this. Are they buying milk? Are they buying diapers? Am I even asking them to babysit? No, is the answer to all those questions. So why do you care? Like, it doesn't affect you unless you want to invite us over for dinner. And people don't really invite us over anymore, so, okay. I think just owning that decision, and not letting the criticism bother you. Okay, anyways, moving on, because I kind of have a soapbox about that. Okay, how long does it take you to homeschool all the kids each day? Side note, I would love to see a homeschool day in the life. I actually have a lot of those. I haven't done one super recently, but throughout my channel, I have some homeschooling day in the lives. It takes me, if we start on time, like from 9 to about 2 o'clock roughly to get through everybody. We have 6 schoolers this year. So it can take a while, but it can not take a while too. I'm kind of laid back about it. Okay, how do you balance out homeschool, wife life, mommy life, work, the whole 9 yards, and where did you and your hubby meet? I told you we got asked that a lot. So we said that in the first video of where we met. Long story short, we met through my cousin, but you should check out part 1 too, and you'll get a little bit more of the story. I think no matter how many kids you have or what you're doing, if you're working outside the home or inside the home, it's just busy and just finding what works for you. I'm kind of a busybody anyways, except for whenever I'm in my first trimester, I become a couch potato. But I don't know, you just get up and you do it because you have to. Like, I don't really have like a secret. Yeah. You get up for work because you have to. We gotta eat, you need money. But I kind of like I like being busy. Okay, so here's kind of a personal question. Do you struggle with libido issues between pregnancy and running such a large family? What do you do to help? Do you struggle with libido issues? I think it was directed towards me.
I think it was directed towards you.
So if I'm being honest, yes, I do. Because especially being pregnant first trimester, I'm not feeling good. I just want to sleep. Like I literally could sleep my first trimester away. And towards the end of my pregnancy, things are hurting in the nether regions. And yeah, so, but I know that it's important for our marriage and for him. And it's something that you do for your marriage. Like, I don't know how else to say it in a G-rated version. So it's part of being married and loving your spouse, your husband, wife, right?
Yeah.
He likes that answer. Okay.
When's this video getting?
Oh, Lord. Okay. Do you plan on moving to a bigger house? Was it ever hard? Okay. So there's a few questions here. Do you plan on moving to a bigger house?
Maybe.
Yeah. So we actually are kind of looking at moving. Our dream is to have property for our family to run around and, grow our own food and stuff like that. But I don't know necessarily that it would be a larger house. We don't necessarily need more square footage. We need another toilet would be nice and bigger bedrooms. I feel like in this house we kind of have some unused square footage. Like we have a decent sized foyer and a big playroom, and we don't really need that. You know what I mean? We need more bedroom space. So I don't think, and this house is 2,500 square feet in case anybody's interested, but I don't feel like we necessarily need a bigger house.
If anybody's donating.
Yeah, I was going to say, he
house,
probably
sure.
feels differently about it, but I'm the one who cleans it, so. Okay, was it ever hard to announce a pregnancy to family, or have they always been supportive? No, I don't think it's ever really been hard to announce it. Our immediate family's pretty happy for us. My mom is happy for us, and she loves all the children. She's the one who's most involved with our family. But sometimes she's like, Jessica, this is a lot, like worried about me, in a very loving way. So I wouldn't say it's in a rude way at all. And his stepmom is actually one of 12 kids. So we're not like super crazy yet on that side of the family. My dad has always been supportive, but I do honestly get really nervous telling him each time. I feel like I'm a little girl in trouble whenever I announce it to him. I don't know why. I just do. Okay. Or even just advice. Oh, sorry. Wait, I just jumped. Okay. What do you feel is your biggest struggle with homeschooling? Teaching kids how to read. Yeah, that's hard.
Or math.
Now that the kids are older, math? Yep, you're right. He's kind of taken over that area. He's math-minded. I can do it, but I can't teach it. Okay, does your husband have any advice for a husband that is afraid that having more than a couple kids will be prohibitively expensive, or even just advice for fathers in general? That's a good question. Or advice.
Each person's different. We homeschool, whereas others may send their kids to school. So it's going to be a little different. So the stress of having to pay for school, or school supplies and stuff. Not that we don't want school supplies, but I feel like we get them cheaper in bulk or whatever.
Yeah.
But what was the first part of that question?
Do you have any advice for a husband that is afraid of how expensive it is to have more than a couple kids?
No, but it's different for us. I don't know how to explain it. Because we're homeschooling, we're not sending the kids to school. It might be different if we're having to spend a lot of gas to take the kids to school, to take for more events for school.
What about just the cost from the difference of having 2 kids to 10 kids? I guess the stress in that.
I don't really have stress in that, so that's why I don't.
He can't really relate, I think, to that. We kind of look at it as...
We don't spend money on a lot
Yeah.
of other things where people have a lot of hobbies. They do fishing and hunting and doing other things. I don't really have any of those, so...
his
all
hobby
that
is his
extra
kids.
money really is put into
Yeah.
the house. So like if I
Yeah.
had a golfing hobby every weekend, I'm going out spending $100 on golf, then yeah, that would be a lot more stressful. But I don't have any of those hobbies. Hobbies I have are raising our kids.
Yeah.
So I don't spend extra. I don't go out and buy clothes generally. I just keep wearing the same clothes for 10 years. Like, so all that extra money that people would normally use for all that, I mean, you would have to kind of decide, do I really need clothes?
Yeah, I think we
New
look at
clothes
it as
once a month, or
we would much rather have more children than drive a new van or drive a new car, or even have a bigger house. Or I'm trying to think of something else. Like our focus isn't there. And actually, I think we were engaged. So we have a family member that they also have 9 kids. And the husband said that to me. It's his uncle. He was like, I could be driving a new van, but instead of having a new van, we choose to have another child instead of having a car payment. And that really just always spoke to us, is that's where our worth is in our children, and those things. And honestly, y'all, God provides. Like we've had, times of, over and over again, God just provides, and he supernaturally stretches that dollar and supernaturally gives us what we need.
I mean, I do try to golf every now and then, but it's not like, I feel like I don't have a set hobby where others
We ain't got
have,
time for that.
Once a week or once a month they always do something. I don't really have that. I mean, I'll go out and golf once a year or, something like that, but.
Okay. All right. So another question is, how do you manage potty training? I hate it. Jackson scarred me for life, and he's now 9 or almost 10. I kind of wait till they're older now. Like our older kids were much younger. Like Taylor wasn't even 2, and I had her potty trained. But baby number 3 was approaching rather quickly, and I didn't want to pay for 3 kids in diapers. We just take the time, like once they're showing the signs of needing to be potty trained, not liking to be in a yucky diaper.
Like Harper right now.
Yeah. And then I avoid it for as long as possible. And then we set aside a few days and we get her done.
Like this week.
No, not happening. Okay, so do you co-sleep? And if so, how old when you transition the baby out of bed? Do you want to answer this?
No, you can answer this.
Yes, I co-sleep. Do you like it?
No.
He doesn't like it. It's rough. So each baby has been different with transitioning them out. Again, our older kids were much younger. I think they were like 3 to 6 months old, if that, whenever I transitioned them out. Our last 2 were not that young. Harper was like 18 months old, but Harper had her seizures and stuff like that, so I needed her next to me. And then when she was 18 months old, he trained her to stay in bed. And Drew is still currently, so I lay them down in their bed is kind of like how I started. And then once they wake up is whenever I bring them into bed. And he still comes into our bed a lot. He's almost 10 months old.
It's because he's not sleeping through the night.
We need sleep, y'all. Okay. What do you do to stay motivated to get through the boring chores and daily routines? It just kind of has to get done. So I kind of take the approach with the house, like we maintain every day. Like the dishes are done every day. The laundry isn't done every day. I can promise you that. That is something that I let go. And it's been really bad lately. But again, I'm not feeling good being first trimester. And other people are doing laundry. I don't even know where stuff is right now. Like I've lost all my jackets. I don't even know. It is what it is. We'll get organized eventually.
We're drying off with hand towels out of the shower.
Yeah, it's really bad. I'm telling you. So laundry is where I let it go. And so like if my living area, like what I see is clean, I'm happy. And that's all that matters. The messes don't really bother him.
I mean, to an extent.
Like what?
It's not like I'm a slob. Like,
Oh no,
like,
he's not a slob.
Whatever.
But he doesn't walk in the house and see it being a disaster.
It's just part of having kids.
Yeah.
But like if I couldn't see the couch because there's clothes and toys over there, I'm not just gonna sit down on top of it and like ignore it. Like.
And he helps. Like, I mean, and you're helping extra right now. Like he washes his own work clothes because I'm terrible at laundry. And you don't ever complain. I don't know if you're, not happy about it or not, but.
Make do if I have to. I sometimes take dirty work clothes out of the hamper and wear it for the next day. It's just gonna get more dirty.
So I guess the question was more about staying motivated. It can be hard, but I also like being in a clean area, so I just do it. But being motivated with laundry, I don't know. You shove it in a closet? Okay, I don't really have a good answer, I'm sorry. Put on some music and make it a party with the kids. I actually made my kids fold the laundry today. So if you have an old 5 and up, make them do it. Okay, what made you decide to have a large family? What made us decide to have a large family?
We did a Ouija board, right?
Oh my word.
We've always wanted a large family. Before we were married, we both said we wanted more than 3.
Yeah.
But didn't have a set number, and God so far has said 10 as of right now.
Yeah, we knew that once we were going to start our family, we weren't going to take any measures to prevent anything. This is what happens. So
one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time too. So we just always wanted a large family. Was there ever a point? There was a point where we thought that maybe we should be done. I think it was after Logan. Actually, after Miley. Yeah, she was not a happy baby. And I was done. And I said to him, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And he said, okay, this is different. And I said, I paused and I said, but I haven't prayed about it yet. Let me pray about it. And so I prayed, and God actually completely changed my heart. And we tried for Logan. And we actually tried for 6 months for him, believe it or not. Do you remember that?
Not specific, but you're specifically trying.
Yeah.
Like on a pace or something.
And then after Logan, we kind of thought about being done too. But now we kind of look at it as like, if we would have stopped at Miley, we wouldn't have Logan, Reagan, Harper, or Drew. And we can't imagine our lives without them. And so we think of, what if their blessings could God have us for? Or God have for us. There we go. It's late. I don't know. Okay, how do you announce a pregnancy to friends or family who don't think that you should be having kids? We kind of let it, like, the news float around our family.
Others pass it around.
Yeah. So we
do our immediate family.
Yeah, we do our immediate family, and then it spreads.
Post on Facebook.
We post it on Facebook, and then that's it. But we really do have. So I've noticed, like, up to 6, like, we would get more comments, like, "Really? Are y'all going to be done?" But after that, like, people, I think, realize, oh, they're really crazy, and so they stop, like, giving their negative opinions. Okay. How did y'all meet? So we shared that. Will this baby complete your family? That is a very sweet way of asking that, by the way. Will this baby complete our family?
If that's what God says.
Yep. Only time will tell. What tips do you have for other mothers to keep it all together? Pray. Coffee. Pray some more. And supporting each other. I think, like, he is my rock. Like, honestly, on the days that I can't, and there are many days where I text him and say, I can't. Like, I'm done. He's always encouraging to me. A lot of times he says, you haven't said this to me recently, but a long time ago he would say, think about the future. Like, when we are retired and the kids are gone, we will always have a full house. And that was always our dream. And that does help me thinking about it that way. Like, there's that saying, the days are long, but the years are short. And that really is true. Not that our oldest is 13. She'll be 14 this summer. But it really has gone by so fast. Like, and when you think about it like that, it kind of just helps put things into perspective that it is all worth it. And just enjoy the mundane. I don't know. But I think the biggest thing is supporting each other. Like, if I didn't have him as supportive, because people ask me all the time, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, my husband does a lot, and he helps me, because I can't, it's not just me, I promise. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh, wait. Well, there's another one. How do you handle announcing a pregnancy. So to people that aren't supportive. I see this, so I'm on like a Facebook page for Christian families of large homeschooling families, something like that. And a lot of people are now like posting on that page that they're not even telling people that they're pregnant until after they have the baby, or they're like, oh, here, we have a new family member. Yeah, and that makes me so sad. I think if you, like, we announce, and because we're genuinely happy, like, and you're happy, like, how can people be unhappy for you? You know, but if you're nervous and like, yeah, well, I'm pregnant again, or whatever, I don't know. I think that has a lot to do with it, is our outlook on it. I don't know. But I think it's sad to not share, because then you're giving those people the leverage, I guess. Like, I don't know. But
like every right or something.
Right. But every family dynamic is totally different. So I don't know what those people obviously are going through. But I think if you are just happy for yourself, and we've said that to people, you know, we are happy. Don't worry about us. And they kind of stopped being worried about us. Well, at least they don't tell us anymore.
I just feel it shouldn't matter what other people think. If they're true friends, then they'll still be supportive. Maybe that means they won't invite you over as much because you have more kids,
Yeah.
but they should still be friends. If they don't like it, then it's not them. It's you and your husband, or
Yeah.
it's y'all's life. If they don't like it, then they can stop being involved in your life as much.
Yeah.
It's y'all's dream or whatever, then go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not asking those friends to join the train or donate $100
Right.
every month. I mean, like,
Yeah. We're not relying on anybody else, so they really can't say anything. I think is what it boils down to.
if they want to judge, then judge. Let them judge. Who cares?
Yeah. So, okay. Well, that is it. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. Y'all were awesome. Thanks for doing this with me. And I hope that you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.